Good morning. Welcome to Thursday. I can't remember what date we're on of the self-love challenge. Heading towards almost the end. I think next week is the last week. And so today, all you'll need is a space, a yoga mat, your breath, and we will start with similar to usual with a guided meditation, and then move into some yoga for today. And today, as with everything that we do here, especially if you're on the live video, take your time to set up. Take your time to find your space. If you're just joining us, all you need is your yoga mat and space. Rosie's here today. She's a little bit playful. She's back behind me. So you might see her in and out of the video today. We'll see. You never know. All right, so when you're ready, finding a comfortable seat. Rolling the shoulders up, back, and away, creating some space. Tuning in with your body. And as you start to arrive here, that process of arriving, that process of bringing that attention back home, back to the body. And that's actually perfect because today, that little noise that Rosie made fits perfectly with what we're going to be looking at for our meditation. So thank you, Rosie. So taking a moment to arrive. And as you arrive, I will invite the bell to sound. So a reminder that anything can be our mindfulness bell, any sound in our environment, any sound as a reminder that when we hear that sound, to come back to the breath and take a couple of deep breaths. So that could be your sound, the sound of the dogs. If you're in Ho Chi Minh City, you could do the sound of a horn. Whatever it is, let's listen to the sound of the bell. Good morning. If you're just joining us, you can gently close the eyes. Tuning into that sensation of your natural breath. Letting go of any need to control the breath. Any need to make the breath bigger or smoother, or any comparison that's coming up for you. Just take a moment this morning to really feel your breath. This natural breath that was the very first thing we did when we were born. Just take a deep inhale. Just noticing that natural movement. When you're ready, you can slowly start to lengthen the inhale and slow down your exhale. Observing that gentle rise and lift as you breathe in. And that release and space as you breathe out. And as you start to deepen this breath, take a moment to check in with that thinking mind, that mind that can sometimes jump from past to future to past, that mind that can compare ourselves to old versions of us, compare ourselves to future expectations of who we thought we would be or should be. And see if you can bring that mind back home, back to this moment, in this body, with this breath. I heard another yoga teacher recently talk about meditation and how sometimes for some of us it's easier to go into this meditation space and leave our body and travel and journey and be kind of up here, up, out of the body. So if you're one of these people that have an ability to focus on senses outside of them, to live with a fast-paced mind, really focus today on keeping that focus and that concentration in your body. Using that sound of the dog as a mindfulness bell to come back to breath. Letting go of those expectations of sounds that should be heard during a meditation. Coming back to the sensations of the body, supported on the ground. Sensations of breath. Once you settle back into this moment, into this breath, into this body, bring your awareness to the sounds around you. Right now, I am hearing the sound of the water. Right now, I am hearing, if you're in nature, maybe the sounds of the birds, the sounds of the city waking up. And as you start to bring the awareness to these different sounds around you, notice what thoughts and sensations and emotions arise connected to those sounds. I'm listening to the sounds in my room, my space, my moment. And I'm not blocking any thoughts or emotions that come up. I'm practicing noticing. When I'm in a space of meditation, how does that thinking mind respond to a sound? What are my own expectations? What are my own judgments around sound? Be noticing a new sound. And allowing whatever emotions, whatever thoughts connected to this sound to come up. Really feeling and checking in. Because it's never really silent, even when we're in nature, even when we're by ourselves. There's always something. And in that moment where you start to notice your mind judge or compare, just take a moment with that. Noticing that with your full awareness. See if you can allow that thought, that judgment, that expectation, about something so simple as the sounds around you, something that we can't control. See if you can practice allowing that judgment to pass through the mind. Instead of creating a bigger story, a bigger storyline that we dive into deeper. Hear it, observe it, feel it, release it. Enjoying a few more moments with this practice. Remembering that this practice may be easier for some of you than others. That's okay. Just meeting that attention where it is today. And this practice may be easier from one day to another, one moment to another. So have some patience with yourself. And enjoy 5 more deep, peaceful breaths with this practice. And once you finish that next round of breath, bring your hands to heart center so that the heels of the palms touch, pinky fingers touch, thumbs touch. This is the lotus mudra, that symbol of transformation, change, growth. Take a moment here with this mudra. Think about an intention that you'd like to set. Maybe you'd like to practice this non-judgment we practiced this morning. Maybe observing those expectations that we place on ourselves and others. Peace, joy, something that you want to cultivate, something that you want to grow. Once you've set that intention, bring the fingertips to touch, creating a lotus bud with the hands, sealing that intention. Very slowly open the eyes, bring the hands down to the side. If you need to adjust your legs, feel free to do so. Or maybe lean back, switch the feet, so whichever leg was furthest away is now closest. Checking in with the hips, trying to bring a little bit of balance and symmetry to the hips and the knees. Sit up nice and tall, keeping that length through the spine, root down through the sit bones. Relax the shoulders down. Lift the chin up to the sky as you breathe in. As you breathe out, tuck the chin towards the chest. Breathing in, lift the chin up. Keep rooting down through the sit bones. Breathing out, tuck the chin. Continuing this gentle movement with breath, inhaling, lifting, lengthening the front of the throat and the neck. Exhaling, tucking in, rounding through the back of the cervical spine. Enjoying one more big round with this movement, opening up, keeping those shoulders relaxing down. The next time the chin is tucked in, Return back to the lotus mudra. Palms touch, thumbs, pinky fingers touch. As you inhale, lift the hands, lift the chin. As you exhale, close the bud. So bring the 3 fingers to touch, keeping that space between the palms. Bring the lotus bud back down to the heart, tuck the chin. Breathing in, allow the lotus to bloom as you reach it up to the sky, maybe eyes follow. Exhale, bring the fingers to touch, keep that space between the palms, so only the heels of the palms touch. Continuing this movement, inhale, lifting, eyes maybe follow the thumbs. Exhale, round the back, tuck the chin, draw the hands to the heart. As a symbol of inhaling, blooming, opening up to change. Exhale, drawing the things you need in to make that change possible, down into the heart space. Continuing this movement with breath. For one more round. Next time you're down at the heart, tuck the chin, pause here for a moment. Remembering that change is often messy. Even the beautiful lotus flower has to come through the mud to bloom at the surface of the pond or the lake. So just like us, we have to go through some difficulties as part of this change to be able to step forward. Take a moment here, allowing all of that to integrate into the wisdom body, that intuition. Vishnandamaya kosha. And gently blink open the eyes. Bring the hands forward. Pull yourself forward to hands and knees. Taking a moment to set up so that your wrists are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. You can tuck the toes under if you like, or press the feet down into the ground. Take a moment to do a little bit of spine movement here. So when I say spine movement, anything you like, any kind of movement where that main driving force is the spine. If you're unsure, maybe exhale, send the ribs towards the right. Inhale, come back through center. Continuing this side to side swipe, or maybe you'd like to use some cat-cow. Pushing back towards child's pose. Just really using your intuition here. What feels good for your body today? One of the important things about teaching yoga, or just teaching in general, is to empower people to develop their own practice. So really listening, close the eyes, practice listening to your body. What do I need today? Do I need some repetitive side-to-side movement, or do I need to flow? Side to side. Cat-cow. And press back. If you get lost, that's okay. Start with just the cat-cow. And instead of allowing that thinking mind to drive the movement, just move in a way that feels good for your body this morning. There's no right or wrong way. No expectations, no judgment. All you need to do is breathe. Exploring your movements. I've got one more breath. Making your way back to neutral spine, hands and knees. Tuck the toes under, and as you exhale, press through the hands, lift the hips up high. And take some movements that feel good for you today. So maybe pedaling the heels, maybe shaking the head, maybe swaying the hips. Any movements that your body needs this morning. Taking your time, waking up, tuning into those insights. Taking a page, a lesson from that lotus. Go through the difficulty of trying to figure out what works for your body, to bloom, to change. And find stillness. Heels energetically reaching down towards the ground, pressing down through the big toe mounds to protect the knees. Hands pressing into the ground. One more breath. And in whichever way feels good for you, come down to your hands and knees. Bring the big toes to touch, reach the hips back towards the heels. Bring the elbows down to the ground, coming back to that lotus mudra. So heels of the palms touch, thumbs touch, pinkies touch. Then walk the elbows forward so you can bring the forehead down to the ground. See if you can bring that lotus mudra just behind the head. Close the eyes. And get a nice release between the shoulder blades if you push the elbows down into the ground and allow the lotus to open a little bit more. Relax the fingers. And as you relax here into this pose with your breath, come back to that intention. Come back to that piece of yourself that already exists that you want to change and bloom and grow a little bit more. Enjoying one more full breath here. And very slowly bring all of the fingers to touch, coming to palms meeting at the back of the head. And bring the hands back down to the ground. And in your own way, come back to a seat. Keeping the eyes closed. And bring that lotus bud back to the heart. You can have the flower in bloom or bring the fingertips to touch. And waking up this morning, I smile. 24 brand new hours are before me. And today, I am so lucky to have the opportunity to grow and change. Thank you guys so much for joining in, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.